Good evening, respected ones. In this video, we can just make a glance at the question paper of contemporary Indian education used for the examination for Kannur University first semester in the year 2015. First, I will be giving you some hints on the answers of the 2-mark questions. First question, expand the following. RMSA, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan. SCRT, State Council of Educational Research and Training. Second question, suggest any 2 measures to solve issues related to marginalization. These are some measures to solve issues related to marginalization. 1. To give awareness to the people of marginalized groups about the privileges for them. Second one, to avoid political influence in the case of privileges for marginalized groups. Third one, eradicating poverty so that to make the children who belong to marginalized groups come to educational institutions. Third question, mention the basic principles of basic education. Basic education is the educational concept of Mahatma Gandhi, which tells about the importance of providing self-sufficiency for all the children by the time they complete elementary education. According to this concept, all the children between 7 and 14 should be given education so that to make them able to stand on their own feet. What do you mean by equality of opportunity? Equality of opportunity is providing opportunities in the field of education, career, and all other walks of life to all the sections of the society, regardless to their religion, color, caste, economic status, and any other social status. No one should be denied any opportunity just because he belongs to a particular community or section of the society. List the functions of SSA. I have discussed this question in some other question paper discussion, so you can watch that video. What is the importance of informal agencies of education? Informal agencies are family, peer group, community, so and so. Actually, this is not included in your syllabus, but still the question is there. Informal agencies such as family, peer group, community, etc. have got great importance in educating an individual. An individual learns different things such as the first lessons of mother tongue, values such as empathy, sympathy, then get some basic skills of communication skill, etc. from the informal agencies called family, peer group, community, media, etc. How do the political conditions influence the system of education? Political condition always influences the system of education because the ruling party always declares the educational policy. And when the educational policy is declared, the philosophical ideas of the political party which is on power are included in the curriculum and syllabus. Sometimes it may be something negative in the society. What are the traditional Indian values? The traditional Indian values are honesty, simplicity, tolerance, and non-violence. What do you know about National Knowledge Commission? National Knowledge Commission was a commission formed under the chairmanship of Sam Pitroda in 2005 to provide advices to the Prime Minister's office in the case of educational policy and related aspects. The commission was formed during the Prime Ministership of Manmohan Singh, and Manmohan Singh told that India had to face the challenges of 21st century by using the recommendations, or by implementing the recommendations of Knowledge Commission. List the major elements of the preamble of Indian Constitution. The major elements of the preamble of Indian Constitution are secularism, socialism, equality, democracy, and sovereignty of the country. Now the 2 more questions are over. Now we may move to the paragraph questions. 11th question. Is there any need for creating awareness on child rights among teachers? Substantiate. This is an application level question. You have to answer the question by using your common sense. UNCRC, that is United Nations Convention on Rights of the Child, sees each and every person below 18 years as a child. This convention has declared so many articles which tell about child rights. India is among the signatories of this convention, and so we also have to follow all the articles declared by the convention. And teachers should be aware of different child rights. According to UNCRC, no child should be insulted among others by being disclosed or by disclosing their private matters. So teachers should never disclose the private aspects of the life of the students before other students. Because teachers might have got some idea on the private life of the students by going through the profiles of the students. So teachers should never do so. And another article of UNCRC tells that no student should be isolated or segregated in the classroom because he or she is belonging to a particular community which is backward in the society. And teachers should never isolate any students. Teachers should never call any person by using some nicknames on the basis of his or her caste, community, or the job of the parents of the students. Similarly, UNCRC tells that the views and opinion of the children should be given respect. So when the teacher is teaching, if the students are expressing their views, teachers should respect the views. Even if the teacher is not able to accept the views, teacher should never insult the views of the students. Teacher can just tell your view is something good. But as other students have produced some other views or better views, let's follow or let's accept the views of others. Teacher can do so. Teacher should never insult the student by telling that what the hell you're talking or what the foolishness you're talking. So teachers should give respect. And UNCRC, one of the UNCRC articles tells that children have got the right to get together, right to become group or right to group and complain against the people who are violating their rights. So all these rights are there. So if the students complain against the teacher to the headmaster, teachers should never become angry against the students because it is their right. So we have to give the teachers complete awareness on child rights so that to make them respect the rights of the children inside and outside the classroom without violating the rights because of ignorance, right? Then briefly explain the contributions of Polo theory to modern education. I have discussed this question in another video. If you haven't watched that video, you can watch it. Yeah, right. Explain the uniqueness of education during the Mughal period. This one also I have discussed in another question paper. It may be the question may be explain the uniqueness of education during the Mughal period or during the medieval period or during the Islamic period or explain the salient features of Islamic education. I have discussed this one in another question paper. You can watch that video if you haven't yet. Write a paragraph on alternative education movements in India. Alternative education movements are some movements which occurred for organizing some educational activities out of the formal educational system. And different types of alternative educational movements were there, such as deschooling movement, alternative schools, then literary movements, etc. Alternative schools are some schools started by some people out of the formal educational system, telling that some people some people who are belonging to some cultural backgrounds are not ready to come to the mainstream of education, or some gifted children are not getting opportunity, or children are not getting opportunity for acquiring practical knowledge. And as a part of alternative educational movements, so many movements have occurred in India. In India, different people have built different alternative schools. One of the famous alternative schools in India is Kannur at Wayanad. It was built by K.J. Baby, a famous writer and social worker. The school was built for giving education to Adivasi children by allowing them to remain at their cultural background itself. Adivasi children are not ready to come to the mainstream educational institutions because they are not ready to give up their cultural activities. So at Kannur, these children are given education through their own cultural activities such as Kalaripat, trekking in the forest, swimming in the river, climbing the mountains, collecting traditional medicines, etc. So it was just to give them education, a formal education, by making